And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here to Lime Rock Raceway as we're getting ready here for the Shady Glen 350 to be run here, 20-lap event here. And it was a great Truck Series race yesterday, dominated mostly by Prunes Littlejohn, but we ended up having some real good battling on track, and they were able to actually make green flag pit stops. So we know that these drivers cannot make it the full 20 laps without having to come to pit road. We're going to have to see if maybe that could come into play into who's going to win today's event here in the Mobil1 Cup Series Chase Race number 5. We also had quite a few hard licks taken in yesterday's event. Trent Dunham took a hard lick into the wall. We also saw Chris Dollerton impale himself on the tire barrier there just at the entrance of pit road. Chris Dollerton, from what we understand, is okay, but certainly a very terrifying experience there for the former Truck Series champ. And coming into today's race, we know that the trouble spots are still here, and these drivers come in with machines that can produce a little bit more horsepower than the trucks were able to. Will that come into play into maybe some harder hitting incidents here during the course of this race? Anyway, getting ready to go green in just a moment, Zach Rogers sits on the pole position, and he is a chaser this season. As a matter of fact, he's a co-points leader with Luke Walker coming into this race, so a great qualifying spot for Zach right now as he's going to try and take over the points lead for what I believe would be the first time this entire season that the 33 would be atop the points if he can leave today with the top spot in the point positions. He'll line up alongside of Chris Washer. They got Harrison Langford, Tanner Sullivan, who actually finished really well here in the Truck Series race yesterday. He's going to roll off from 4th place as he'll look for his second straight top 5 at this racetrack. And rounding out the top 5 is going to be rookie Andy Timmons, a chaser this season who finds himself 13th in points, and I believe, according to my scoring monitor here, he has a total of 58 points out of the top position. Let's see if we can see a couple more chasers back here. Madison Seaberg appears to be rolling off from the 10th position. She is 14th in points, and she's actually the same as her Michael Norr Motorsports teammate, Andy Timmons, 58 points back. Looking further back there, I can see James Qualls rolling off from 11th place. Qualls comes into this race 4th in the point standings, only 4 points back. And let's see, is there anybody else there that I can very quickly see? Looks like most of the other chasers starting quite a ways back in this event. But the big story coming into this race is the fact that the top 4 in points, co-points leaders Luke Walker and Zach Rogers, as well as James Silverfox and James Qualls, come into this race, all 4 separated by only 4 points. It was quite a point shaker-upper last week at Indianapolis. But enough talk. It's time to get these cars rolling off. We'll show you on the top of your screen your starting lineup for today's race. The drivers highlighted in yellow, of course, are the chasers that are going to be still battling it out for the championship. You know, all 15 chasers coming into this race are separated by only 67 points. There still is an opportunity for all 15 of them to still mathematically be eligible to win this championship, but as far as drivers such as maybe Dylan Young, Andy Timmons, Madison Seaberg, Wolfgang Mason, they really got to come away with really good runs here today, because after today's race, we only have 5 more events taking place at Velton Arena, Texas, Thornton, Talladega, and Zenjoltis. So it's getting close to do or die time for these drivers, whether or not they're going to be battling it out for the championship or not. Oh, we ended up having 1 caution flag here in this event yesterday in the Truck Series event. Well, actually 2 caution flags. The second caution, though, came out after the leader had crossed our finish line, so it really didn't come into play as far as the winner of the race. But we did have, for the most part, it was officially 2 caution flags. And that actually was quite a small margin from what we normally end up having here at Lime Rock. This track is very difficult. The high and low elevation changes cause trouble for these drivers as far as whether or not they carry too much speed into the corners at the bottom of the hill or not. And then, of course, you're going to be seeing them coming here off this corner into one of the other trouble spots of this track. They have a bus stop here on the back part of this racetrack. You see them now entering into it and exiting it. That particular bus stop is not normally driven here on the normal racetrack. You see there, they can normally drive straight if they don't use that bus stop, but we use the bus stop here in NNSCRA, and it throws a bit of a curveball for these drivers, so we're going to see if that's going to come into play in today's event. I saw a couple of drivers that are up at the top of the points actually starting towards the rear of the field. Dylan Young was back there. I also saw his teammate, James Silverfox, who comes in 3rd in points, only 2 points out of the top position, and Dylan Schwallenberg, 5th in points. who's only a total of 28 points back in the standings. He's way back there, starting, I believe, from the 41st position. But the pace car peels off. We're ready to go racing. 20 laps on tap here today. Sit tight, folks. It's going to be a good road course race here at Lime Rock. The Shady Glen 350 at Lime Rock Raceway is... It's green. Here we go. Zach Rogers will have the advantage coming into this right-hander here. Let's see if he can clear Chris Washer. Whoa, nearly slept into Washer, and Washer, as a result, nearly went off track. Wow. Close call there for the 14. 33 of Rogers ran him way wide in that corner, and it's a wonder that Chris Washer did not drive off the track. He was able to keep his car on the rumble strip, so he still had grip. Otherwise, that car could have very well snapped out from underneath them, and he could have wrecked. And that would have been right up at the front of the field, too. So Harrison Langford, as a result, has now moved into second. Tanner Sullivan now is under fire from Chris Washer for third. Washer wants to get back to the front now after that little mishap there between him and Zach Rogers. And now Andy Timmons coming on to Tanner Sullivan, and the caution flag is out. It took us quite a while. It took us after our first round of green flag pit stops in the Truck Series race to be put under the yellow for the first time then, but we are immediately under the caution flag here on lap 1. Let's see who was involved in this one. Oh, looks like Kyle Matthews was involved. Dylan Poteet as well. Drew Austin, one of the chasers, 7th in points. He is collected, as he's apparently got no steering on that machine. It seems like it's one to pull him to the right. Levi McIntyre's back here. There's one of the co-points leaders, Luke Walker, back here. It looks like he got through whatever this incident was. Looks like it, for the most part, was a 3-car incident. The question is, though, who did it start with, and how close to the front of the field was that incident? But I guess it wasn't too far close to the front, because I don't think Kyle Matthews or Dylan Poteet or Drew Austin really qualified well in this event. But we're going to look back at a replay in just a moment, because we got to see here. These drivers are going to have the benefit of maybe pitting under the yellow flag rather than under green flag pit stops like we saw in the Truck Series race. So let's see if any drivers decide to take some strategy and short pit here. Maybe thinking about making it the rest of the way on fuel. I don't know. I think they can make it about 12 laps on fuel. So if they pit now, they will have to pit at least one more time. And nobody here at the front making an indication for pit road. What about any of these guys at the back? Are they going to try to do any kind of strategy? Well, Joshua Collard back in 18th place is way off the pace. I don't know what's going on there. That kind of makes me wonder if maybe the wreck that happened around the 15th position. But nobody coming to pit road, so let's look back at a replay of what just happened. Put us under the caution for the first time here today at Lime Rock. And this was coming out of the final corner, and this actually was not up near the front of the field. This was a battle back at the rear of the field. Kyle Matthews had started this race in the 35th position, and it looks like Jacob Lawler overdrove the corner, and then he comes down into Kyle Matthews. Oh man, that tire bear, it just shreds the car when they hit it. And ooh, Dylan Schwallenberg, close call there for the 18. But that doesn't explain why Drew Austin and Dylan Poteet were on pit road and damaged. Let's see if we can find out what happened to them. Well, apparently Dylan Poteet's incident was earlier on. We're looking here at Drew Austin. That's after the Kyle Matthews incident. He's going to have his teammate just turn him into the steel guardrail there. Jacob Lawler, who we know had made contact with Kyle Matthews earlier, apparently was not able to hang on to it. He hits that steel guardrail as well. And then, oh man, so nice. He hit it twice for Drew Austin. And then almost gets slid into by Jacob Lawler. Oh man, then a third time. That car just pinballing between those steel guardrails. Hit it once on the right, once on the left, then a second time again on the right. Hard lick there for Drew Austin. That could be his day over. And he comes in 7th in the point standings. He's only 28 points out. No, I'm sorry, 38 points out. Man, but let's find out what happened to Dylan Poteet now. This must have been further back. This was actually just after the Drew Austin-Cody Lamas incident. These drivers were coming down here to the caution. There you see back there Jacob Lawler spinning around. Dylan Poteet was up inside the top 20 for the start of this race, and Watch right here, coming into 1. Poteet's going to get really loose, slide up into the 43 of Lyndon Wright. Lyndon's not able to get off of him. And here they go. I thought I saw some left side damage on the 43 car, and I didn't know where it came from. We're about to find out right there. Dylan Poteet hard into the tire barrier. That tire barrier does not give either. It just shreds your car when you hit it. And there is Lyndon Wright up ahead. He actually, I don't think, received the brunt of that tire barrier. He did scrape it. But I think he actually may be okay, our Watkins Glen winner. And oh man, he almost gets turned right there. Off the nose of Daniel Day as they're all trying to slow down to be able to run these pace laps under yellow. So we actually had 3 incidents take place, one right after the other, to put us under the yellow here for the first time here today at Lime Rock. Let's head back for the restart. Cars just now entering the bus stop as the lights are on top of the pace car, and we will go back to green flag racing. Drivers that appear to be out of the race after what we saw happen. Basically, the 3 that had those 3 incidents happen to them: Dylan Poteet, Chaser Drew Austin, and Kyle Matthews. Top 10 as we get ready to go back to green. Zach Rogers leader, Harrison Langford second, Chris Washer third, Tanner Sullivan fourth, Andy Timmons is the highest running chaser in fifth. Joshua Michaels runs sixth with Charles Jackson seventh, Ian Dutta is in eighth, Zach Campbell's ninth, and James Qualls is currently in 10th. Let's find the rest of our chasers. Sieber runs in 11th. Going further back here. Wow, gotta go ways back before we find Sean Galligan in 20th. James Zoerfox, he's 24th. The guy who comes in only 2 points out of the top position. Bob Jones, he's in 27th. Dylan Young in 28th. Wolfgang Mason 29th. Dylan Schwallenberg's been able to work his way up now to 33rd. Cody Lamas in 34th. Luke Walker, co-points leader, is 36th. Cassandra Renzi in 37th. And Austin LaPlante is back in 39th. As the green flag is back out, we're back underway. Right now, you're looking at who would be the current points leader of the Mobil1 Cup Series. Zach Rogers leading the way here, looking for his second win of the season. And they're racing really hard behind him. Charles Jackson, Joshua Michaels, that's a battle for 6th place right now, with Ian Dutta and Zach Campbell right behind. And now James Qualls begins to start to make some moves here as he's trying to get himself further up in the top 10. Now going underneath Ian Dutta. That would be, I believe, for the 8th position. Oh, wow. Ian Dutta almost got off track there for a moment. Keeps it together, though. And now they're coming down here to this trouble spot that we've seen so many drivers have difficulty with. Is everybody going to be okay getting through here? Ooh, I don't like this. Oh, they're good here. Oh, wow, just Shelton almost ran right into the back of Collard. That was a close call. Oh, Sean Gallagher's got damaged. So is Daniel Day. The caution must be out. Look out. They're starting to bunch up back here. Yep, yellow flag is out. And, oh, Dylan Young, Cassandra Renzi, they're rubbing. Don't do that. What is it with the Turner cars lately? Dylan Young and Henry Nova have been getting together, and now you got rubbing doors between the 31 and the 30. Oh, Austin LaPlante's got some hood damage. That's a chaser, and I thought I saw some damage on Wolfgang Mason, too, another chaser. And wait a minute. Oh, I thought maybe the hood was buckled up on the 2 car of Luke Walker, one half of the co-points leaders, but looks like he actually is okay. Sean Galligan, I know, had some damage as well, so something must have happened with him. Don't know exactly where it happened, but we're going to find out in a moment as Zach Rogers leads us yet under another caution flag. We're not even halfway here at Lime Rock. Well, we had 2 separate incidents take place in just about the exact same part of the track. Watch right here. Kyle Corbett kind of got forced off track by Trent Dunham, and he's actually riding on the hill there, and I think he's going to come back on track and he's going to collect some people here, possibly. I think he's going to come right up in front of Daniel Day, as a matter of fact, right there. And then Day turns him up, and they just barely clip the 64 of Galligan. But they're all able to drive away from this, which is the fortunate thing. Oh, back there, right side of your screen, you saw Silver Fox actually bounced off of Ralph Mason. He does a 360. He mashes the throttle and drives away. But now, we got to jump back here to, I believe, it was Wolfgang Mason, perhaps? Yeah, let's see what happens to him. Oh, he's going to get forced off track. I think he and Dylan Young are going to make some contact here. And watch on the top of this hill, right there. Yep. Wolfgang gets into Dylan Young's left rear. Actually, his right rear. Wow, Dylan Young, airborne. Lands down on the bottom of that hill. And then here comes Wolfgang, and he's going to clip Anthony McCrory. Meanwhile, behind them there, Austin LaPlante and Jacob Lawler sliding along the steel guardrail. Don't know why that's going on. Oh, Dylan Young comes right up in front of Luke Walker. Oh, I think Walker may have just barely gotten to the back of Dylan Young. And then LaPlante, after riding the steel guardrail, he's not able to get low enough to avoid the 82 in front of him. He's got quite a bit of hood damage now on his Valvoline Next Gen Ford. So that's a look at what happened there. Two separate incidents just about in the exact same spot happening. And this one involved a couple of chasers. LaPlante, Galligan, Dylan Young, and Wolfgang Mason all getting slight pieces of this wreck. Also James Silverfox spinning around as well. Caution's out. Let's head back now, see if they're going to make any pit stops here. Oh wow, Kyle Corbett. Looks like he may have actually hit the tire barrier again. I don't know. Well, this is not live. This was when we were back looking at the replay, but a number of the leaders decided to come down and pit, including Rogers, Langford, Washer, Sullivan, Timmons, Jackson, and Ian Dutta. Basically, almost the top 7 deciding to come down and pit here. Everybody else from about 8th place on back, though, did not come down and pit. So we know that these drivers can make it at least to lap 19, possibly lap 20 if they're able to stretch it. Looks like Levi McIntyre also pitted, and there were a couple of others near the tail end of the field that actually did come down and pit. But let's take and now go back to live action as we have a new leader here at Lime Rock. And that new leader is going to be none other than Joshua Michaels. Michaels looking for his first Mobil1 Cup Series win of the season. Now the new leader. He was running in the 2nd position last time by. That's of course because the leaders came down and pitted. James Qualls lines up in 2nd. 3rd will be Zach Campbell. Master Sieber 4th. George Roque is now in 5th. Keep in mind his last Mobil1 Cup Series win came at a road course of Champs-Élysées this season. 6th place, Jake Cole, who won at Thornton. That's a road course race that he won at this season. Lyndon Wright ended up winning at Watkins Glen. That was a road course race. And the rest of the top 10 are Mason Wood and Trent Dunham. You know, it's ironic here. So many drivers up here I know of have won in the past few seasons at road courses. Joshua Michaels won at a road course at Watkins Glen a couple weeks ago. We already mentioned on the facts of those drivers back there, such as George Roque and Lyndon Wright. I believe Trent Dunham has a road course win. I'm trying to remember what the track was called. I could recall it. I could see it in my mind, but I can't remember what it was called. And then also I know that Mason Wood has won at a road course. He won at Watkins Glen, the Truck Series race, back in, I believe it was Season 5. So a lot of road course aces up here at the front here. Not surprising, though, as we're getting ready to go back to green on lap 8 of 20. We have a total of 13 laps to go when they get back underway. Green flag out. Now, these drivers up here, we know they cannot make it the entire race now on fuel. From Zach Rogers on back, though, they may be able to stretch it if, and I stress if, we go into a long green flag run, but they're 3 wide back there. That's not going to end well. Lyndon Wright, George Roque, Jake Cole, all 3 wide back there, now settling it back out to 2x2. As up here, got a good battle for 2nd. Zach Campbell on the inside of James Qualls. He'll take that spot. And now Masson Siever trying to take away the highest running chase position spot from James Qualls. That's 3rd. And she will take that position. Now George Roque trying to follow her as James Qualls is not where he really needs to be right now. He's losing valuable positions. And the caution flag's out again. This is certainly not the same as our Truck Series race was, where we had only 2 cautions. One of them basically a legit caution where they actually had to run pace laps and everything. But this is going to be a big break now for these guys up here at the front. They'll be able to pit under caution instead of under green. if they decide to pit this lap. But let's see who was involved here. Oh, Harrison Langford apparently has been involved, and Langford was actually up inside the top 10 for the start of this race. I think he started in 3rd place, and apparently there's some tempers flaring between him and Jacob Lawler. Oh, what is this about? What is going on with these two? Rubbing doors, shoving each other into the steel guardrail, both cars smoking. Tempers flaring here at a road course. Oh, Charles Jackson, who had to pit on that last caution. Apparently, he was way back there, and that loss of track position is going to cost him, I guess. Caution flag is out. And we're going to jump up here to Joshua Michaels and see if these leaders are going to come in and pit here on this lap. If they can pit here, I think they can make it the rest of the way on fuel and will not have to pit again. Are they going to come to pit road? Is there any indication? Surprisingly, no. The flagman stands there with a green flag, plain as day, to let them know that the pits are open, and they decide not to come. Well, there's one smart person, Sean Galligan. He's going to come in, so we know he'll be able to make it at least the rest of the way. Anthony McCurry coming in as well. Oh, whoa, Chris Washer got spun around there. That was weird. Is anybody else coming? I thought Andy Timmons might, but no, he's not coming. So only 2 smart drivers deciding to come down and pit here. And we know that with this pit stop, they'll be able to make it the rest of the way on fuel. That's Sean Galligan and Anthony McCurry. Caution flags out. Joshua Michaels leads. Let's look and see what happened to Jacob Lawler, Harrison Langford, and Charles Jackson. Well, I'm not exactly sure why Harrison Langford's upset with Jacob Lawler. Who he should be upset with is Zach Rogers. Watch right here. Well, actually, no, Zach wasn't the one that did it. It was Wolfgang. Wolfgang got loose, and he clips the 60. Then the 60 comes down to the 33. Both of them going to get the wall there. Oh, my goodness. Both those drivers came down pit road, I believe, too. And then Ian Dutta back here, he gets turned around, and there's the hit. There's the hit that Lawler gets into the 60, and that may be why the tempers are flaring. I think Langford maybe was thinking that everybody was going to be able to get around him, and I think he doesn't really understand why Lawler hit him. LaPlante spun around. Andy Timmons spun around. And here's Charles Jackson. What happens to the 5? He just randomly came back to pit road. Whoa, wait a minute. Who was that? That was Jake Rogers. What happened to the 19? Oh, maybe this is why Sean Galligan came to pit road. He may have had a little bit of cosmetic damage on the nose of his machine. He's going to get into Jake Rogers. And Jake's car going to go airborne there, just like Dylan Young did a couple laps ago. And is Galligan going to come up into traffic here? He is. But I don't think he's going to hit anybody. Everybody gets around him. Now, does Charles Jackson hit Rogers here? Right here, maybe? No? What happens to Charles Jackson? That's my question. Oh, there it is. Almost exactly what happened to Dylan Poteet. Charles going to come up off the nose of Luke Walker and straight into the tire barrier. Man, that's a tough break there for Charles. We know he was going to be very close to maybe making it the whole way on the tank of fuel he received on the last pit stop. But, man, a lot of drivers gave up track position to pit, and a lot of them seemed to pay a rather steep price. Andy Timmons, Zach Rogers, Levi McIntyre, and Charles Jackson all were on pit road under that last caution, and now they find themselves with damaged race cars near the rear of the field. So we're under yellow. Let's head back now for the restart. Joshua Michaels still out in front. Getting ready to go back green, top 10. They're going to be Joshua Michaels, Zach Campbell, George Roque, Mattson Seibert, James Qualls. Then it's Lyndon Wright, Mason Woods, Sean Henley now in 8th, Jessica Shelton now up to 9th, and Jake Cole will complete the top 10. So we get ready to go back to green flag racing here on lap 11 of 20. We are now past the halfway point here at Lime Rock. Right now we have a total, I believe, of... Well, they're saying Harrison Langford's still on the racetrack, and same for Charles Jackson, but I think when they cross the line, the scoring monitor will update itself here. I believe we have 7 drivers out of the race. I think Jackson, well, no, Jackson still is on track. So Langford, Lawler, Corbett, Dylan Poteet, Drew Austin, and Kyle Matthews, they are officially out of the race. So we got a battle on here for the lead. Zach Campbell trying to get underneath the Alliance Truck Parts Ford Mustang of Joshua Michaels, and I think he's got him. Nice move there by the 28. Oh, contact there. I don't know if Campbell thought he was clear on the 12 or not, but they almost wrecked each other. That was close. And that just killed the momentum of Joshua Michaels. Now Madison Sieber's under him for second as Campbell begins to scamper away with the lead. Fingers crossed. Are we going to run a green flag lap here at Lime Rock? I'm not too certain. We did. We are still green. Sieber now has moved by for second. Thank you, pace car. We really need to see you there. Joshua Michaels now back into third. Qualls into fourth, and Lyndon Wright is fifth. How about a couple of these drivers back here? Sean Henley, Jessica Shelton, Joshua Collard. Great runs for those three right now, as they're now up inside the top 10. And how about James McLeod, too? We've seen him actually come alive as far as a road course race in the last couple of weeks, and he's having a great run right now. Currently scored in the 11th position. Bob Jones, 9th in points. Good run for him now. Whoa, almost some contact there between Jessica Shelton and James McLeod, as Bob Jones comes in 9th in the standings, and he's a total of 52 points back. Currently up here inside the top 15. There's Ralph Mason. We already know about his road course expertise. As one car's just hit pit road, that's Lyndon Wright. So Lyndon Wright giving up the 5th position as he has to come down and pit. So now here's a big question. Oh, Daniel Day on pit road too. Are these drivers going to have to come down and pit under green flag conditions when they could have come down and pitted under the caution flag under that last yellow? Joshua Michaels trying to get himself back up to the front. He's now cleared Madison Sieber back up to second place. Now James Qualls trying to get around the one machine. Let's find out where Luke Walker is running, because we really haven't talked about him, and he's been near the rear of the field most of the day. Here he is. They scored in the 21st position. Contact there between himself and Cassandra Renzi. Luke Walker's been running at the tail end of the pack all day long. The good news for him, though, is that the driver he was battling for the points lead with, Zach Rogers, is back here now in 35th place. So the tough luck that Zach Rogers just had is helpful. Oh, look out! Anthony McCurry's in trouble! James Silverfox, 3rd in points, is collected, and somebody else was on pit road. That's Charles Sanford. Caution flag. And this changes everything. I think Lyndon Wright has now fallen a lap down as a result. Charles Sanford is stuck on pit road. And I don't know if this was a result of drivers trying to get to pit road or what, but Zach Campbell is the leader right now. To my knowledge, he has not come to pit road yet this entire race. Sanford, Silver Fox, still littered there on the front straightaway. Man, that's a tough break there for Silver Fox. 2 points out of the top position, 3rd in points here coming into this race. He gets collected in a late race incident here. As Zach Campbell is the leader, we are going to quickly jump back, take a look at a replay of what happened, then we'll come back and see if anybody's going to have to pit here under this yellow. So don't go away. And this one starts just outside the top 10. This was a battle actually for the 12th position between Jake Cole and Henry Nova. Nova is going to turn the 21 of Jake Cole, and watch the elevation on this 21 machine. Look at the air that car gets. Holy cow. Lands the thing, but that car is on grass, and with the momentum of him shooting at that high elevation, there is no way he's going to be able to keep that thing under control by the time he brings it back onto the track. And I have a feeling he may come up into traffic. No, apparently not. So where does this wreck actually happen? Oh, what in the world? How did Silver Fox get that damage? Oh, Tyson, or not, oh boy, I want to keep saying Tyson Broad. When Henry Nova comes back on track, it's right in front of, guess who? A Turner Scott Motorsports teammate. And it's James Silverfox, who is running the 18th position. Now, I think Silverfox at this point, he decides, okay, I'm going to come to pit road here. I don't want to wreck anybody else. He does not, I don't think, realize that Charles Sanford is already to his inside. He's trying to come to pit road. Sanford's there. The two of them are going to make contact. That forces Sanford down into pit road. And something happens here with Anthony McCurry. Is that further back? Oh, yep, here it is. Is he going to make some contact perhaps with the 20 of Tanner Sullivan? Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. And I have a feeling McCrory's going to come down here and maybe get into Silver Fox. No, but he comes up. Oh, almost clips Wolfgang Mason. And there you see him hit the 34. Jake Rogers just barely squeezes through. And man, that is a tough break for that guy right there, James Silver Fox. I don't know if he's going to be able to continue or not. He'd be wise to just try and salvage whatever finish he can, but tough break there for the guy who comes in third in points. And Charles Sanford actually did not want to come to pit road, and that car actually is caught, I believe, between the tire barrier and the steel guardrail on pit road. But anyway, pit stops, I believe, are going to be made here, so let's jump back real quickly, take a look at them. Here they come. Campbell coming down, along with Madison Sieber. First car to stay out will be Mason Wood in the 24. So he will restart as a leader. Washer is also staying out. Lyndon Wright, who I believe is a lap down, is out there still. Look at Sanford. He's still lodged between those two pit wall areas. I'm not sure what that 11 car is doing, but I guess that's the one main financial way of doing the Hickey Shuffle or something. Gas and go for George Roque. Same for Henley. Collard's now out. Here comes Sieber, here comes Qualls. Yeah, gas and go for all these guys. No tires. Surprising that, but they are not going to go with any Goodyear rubber. Gas and go and then out. As I believe the leader will be Mason Wood. Lights are out atop the pace car, by the way, so we will just stay here and wait until they go green. So Mason Wood leads the way. Chris Washer is second. Third place is Ian Dutta. Fourth, Andy Timmons. Sean Galligan now fifth. Sixth will be Tanner Sullivan. Seventh, Levi McIntyre. And then restarting in eighth will be Zach Campbell. The rest of the top 10 will be Madison Sieber and Joshua Michaels. 11th will be James Qualls. 12th, George Roque. 13th, Joshua Collard. 14th place will be Sean Henley. 15th is going to be Jessica Shelton. 16th place, Ralph Mason. 17th will be James McLeod. 18th, Bob Jones. 19th, Dylan Schwalberg. And Trent Dunham will restart in 20th. 21st, I believe. I think LaPlante's a lap down. No, he's not. So I think 21st will be LaPlante. 22nd, Henry Nova. 23rd, Dylan Young. 24th place, I believe, will be Luke Walker. 25th, Cody Lamas. 26th, Cassandra Renzi. Jake Rogers, 27th. 28th, Jake Cole. And 29th, Wolfgang Mason. Silver Fox still sits on pit road. So I believe there are 29 cars left on the lead lap. Lyndon Wright is 30th. Zach Rogers 31st. Daniel Day 32nd. 33rd will be Charles Sanford. Those cars are a lap down. Then the driver's out of the race now that we know of. I believe Silver Fox may not be able to finish out this race. He'll probably finish the day in 34th. McCrory is out in 35th. Jackson 36th. Harrison Langford 37th. 38th, Jacob Lawler. Kyle Corbett 39th. And the rest of the field will be Dylan Poteet, Drew Austin, and Kyle Matthews. Getting ready to go back green. We will be having 4 laps to go when we go back to green flag racing here at Lime Rock. Mason Wood, Chris Washer. They have question marks over their heads, as do Ian Dutta, because we know they did not come down pit road. They may not be able to make it the rest of the way on fuel. I believe Andy Timmons can. I believe Sean Galligan can, but we'll find out here as they're racing hard back there. That's not for second, though. Lyndon Wright is a lap-down machine trying to get by Chris Washer. And I don't know why I have the ticker still up, quite honestly, but oh well. Mason Wood, he's going to break away here from Chris Washer, who still is having trouble with the lap machine of Lyndon Wright. And now Ian Dutta going to use that 43 to his benefit. Here he comes looking for second off of Chris Washer. He's going to bypass him. Sean Galligan, talk about taking a bad day and turning it to your good. He's up here in the top 10, but there's Zach Campbell, the first of the drivers to pit under that yellow. He's now worked his way up here past Galligan, and now Mason Woods giving up the lead to go to pit road. Told you there was a big question mark over his head, and you just saw it. Ian Dutta has now taken the lead over in the 88. Remember back to Champs-Élysées, Ian Dutta finished second behind his teammate George Roque. He'd love to be able to pick up his first Mobil1 Cup Series win here today at a road course of Lime Rock, and you see he let the 43 of Lyndon Wright go. Decided not to race with him, just run in behind him. Apparently that 43 is faster than these other drivers. So now is Ian Dutta going to be able to make it the rest of the way? It'll be 2 to go when we hit the stripe. Is the 88 coming to pit road? Oh, yes he is. Oh, wow. Oh, Ian! He missed pit road. Andy Timmons did not, though. Is that a caution? That is going to be a caution. So who's the leader, for heaven's sakes? Who just got that? It was Dutta. But Joshua Collard's the leader now. Joshua Collard in the 9 cars come from out of nowhere after those drivers had to pit. He's the leader. Where did Zach Campbell go then? Did the 28 have to come back to pit road? Or was he the caution maybe? Oh, drat, I hit the wrong button. Yeah, the 28 came back to pit road. So did the 25, the 7, the 20, and the 1. Now why did they have to come back and pit? I don't know, but Ian Dutta's got damaged because he didn't make it to pit road. He slid the tires and hit the tire barrier trying to get to pit road. But Joshua Collard is the leader under the yellow. Let's quickly look and see what that caution flag came out for. But Joshua Collard, I think, can make it the rest of the way on fuel. He may be en route to his first Mobil1 Cup Series win of the season. We'll jump back as quickly as we can, but we're under the yellow here for what is potentially going to be the final time here today. Josh Collard is the leader here at Lime Rock. And this final caution did indeed come out for who was running in the lead at the time, Ian Dutta. Watch here. I don't know if he didn't know how to get to pit road here or he forgot he had to slow down, but you see him turn there, and he did not slow down at all. He tried to cut down there into pit road, and he hits the tire barrier. And as a result, for safety purposes, NNSCRA deciding to throw that yellow flag. Not really sure why. Dutta was able to continue on, but nonetheless, there's the caution waving. You can see the flagman waving it, and Joshua Collard got around the 88 at the line. There you see him crossing at the line, and watch this battle here between James Qualls and Ian Dutta. That was close for second. But white flag has been displayed for Joshua Collard. Let's go back and see how this race is going to finish out. But apparently Ian Dutta having trouble getting to pit road is what puts us under the yellow for the final time here today at Lime Rock. Well, Joshua Collard did not make the chase this season. He did last season, but not this season. However, he is the highest running driver in the regular points that is a non-chaser. He is 16th in the standings. He is 7 points over his teammate Jake Rogers. And it looks like today, Joshua Collard, who surprisingly enough, his closest opportunity to win in a race was actually back at Rockingham, UK, but he ended up losing out on that to fellow Brit Sean Galligan. Here today at Lime Rock, the road course king gonna go to victory lane here at a road course. So great win there for Joshua Collard, provided he can make it around here to the start-finish line, which I'm pretty sure he can. Take a look at some of these finishers here in the top 5. James Qualls will be the highest finishing chaser. Remember, he came in only 4 points out of the top position. And I don't think Luke Walker nor Zach Rogers... Well, actually, there's Zach. Wait a minute. Did Zach finish on the lead lap? No, he didn't. Okay, so I don't think that either of them are going to be able to hold off James Qualls. I think Qualls will be the points leader heading next week with a second-place run. How about Sean Henley? He's going to get 3rd place here today. His teammate from Twin X Racing, James McLeod, in 4th. And it looks like Bob Jones is going to complete the top 5 here today. 6th place will be Cody Lamas. He came from nowhere. 7th place, that'll be Ralph Mason. Cassandra Renzi, a great run in 8th. 9th will be Henry Nova. And started 41st today, Dylan Schwallenberg is going to finish 10th place here today at Lime Rock. What a great run for that 18 team. Picked up their first win last week at Indianapolis and slices and diced their way through the field today to get a solid top 10. But Joshua Collard comes down here at 35 miles per hour. Flagman waves the checker flag over the hood of the Stanley DeWalt Tools Ford of the number 9 Marcus Ambrose machine of Joshua Collard. His first win of the season. And if I'm not mistaken, that may be his first Mobil1 Cup Series win of his career. It's either his first or his second. But a great win there for Joshua Collard here today at Lime Rock. As you take a look there at your official top 10, let's find out where our chasers finished today's race. James Qualls for the highest finishing chaser in 2nd. Bob Jones finished in 5th. Cody Lamas in 6th. Cassandra Renzi was able to get 8th with Dylan Schwallenberg in 10th. Looking further down, Luke Walker. He finished in 12th place. Really good run there for the 2 car, but I think that he is going to be 2nd in points behind James Qualls now after Qualls' runner-up finished today. Madison Sieber finishes the day out in 15th place. Andy Timmons in 19th. Looking further down, Dylan Young will finish 24th. Sean Galligan in 28th. Wolfgang Mason in 29th. Austin LaPlante finishes the last car on the lead lap in 31st. Zach Rogers led a majority of this race. Started on the pole. Finishes a lap down today in 32nd place. James Silverfox officially did retire from the race. He'll finish 34th as a result of the incident he was involved in. And then the final chaser to finish out of the race was Drew Austin, scored in the 41st position. So a number of chasers got some good runs here today, a number of chasers not so good runs, and I think, just like Indianapolis, I have a feeling Lime Rock is going to shake up these points heading into next week. Hope these guys are looking forward to some dirt track racing, because next week we head to Velton's Arena. Little small kidney bean shaped dirt track where it's sure to be wild. That's going to be replacing stunt track on the schedule. But some good old dirt racing going to take place here, and we'll see exactly how much of a curveball that might throw for these chasers. But Joshua Collard wins today's race. James Qualls will take over the lead in the chase points, and we hope to see you guys here for the Snickers Cup Series race coming up here very soon. We're heading next week to Velton, then we finish out our chase with Texas, Thornton, Talladega, and then of course the season finale is in Joltis. The chase is drawing to a close. The championship is very close to being announced. Hope that you guys stick with us here as you take a look here at your official full finish results, overall points, standings, rookie points, heading into next week's race as you've been watching production of the NNSCRA Offline Racing at its best.